pretty condensed and pretty floppy, and then I'm gonna blow a big old bubble. Not a big old bubble, but you'll see. Or see, it's not perfectly even. See how I have a little bit of a thick spot over here? You can see it as I turn it. If you're quick, you can kind of give it a little repop. That's better. And we'll let her cook for just a second. Even if the kiln's only 650, that's better than nothing. You can go pretty thin with it, but the last time I did this, Thursday night, Friday night, something like that, it's real easy to go too thin. Because then when you get in there with your flame and you're basically like poking at it, you know, drawing on it, it's easy to grab that bubble, get it too hot, and you're like, oh, fuck, and then it's got a hole in it, or your design gets like, so you don't want to go too thin. But
so you're not necessarily just like striking the glass?
it's kind of what I've been telling you, of a mix of keeping the bubble underneath the flame so it's warm enough to accept the glass, but this flame is so tiny that you're really just heating up the stringer. As you're melting it onto the bubble, not melting the bubble to it. I don't know. That's a really hard one to explain.
Can you switch that camera a little bit to the right? Yeah.
Stuck in paradise.
Got to be more.
Got to be more.
All right. Fuck it. So I like to have my flame ready before we take that out of the kiln. So you want to make sure that you don't have too much glue going already. If you do, your torch will just shut off when you do this. So you want just a little bit. You're going to kill your green and then really reduce your red with that little bit of blue. And that gives you this. Use this sparingly. If you do it wrong, it's really bad for your torch.
Man. So this is just red and blue?
Yep. And if you're not using it, turn this flame off.
You gotta make sure you have some glue in it.
Yeah.
Like if there's no glue in it, you'll melt the pieces. So like when she said sparingly, like really, you could really fuck up whenever you do it.
So, for demo purposes, you have been warned. I'm gonna grab this one that's a little thicker. So, I stand funky because I don't bend at the waist. But I'm gonna take the thinner end of this, I think. I'm gonna melt it just a little bit. You see, it still gets hot pretty quick.
Yeah.
Your marble will be hot a lot of the time, so be careful where you rest your hands.
And your face.
Yeah, and because I get right up in my shit. But like I said, this is going to be right here. It's all about angle, where you're coming from with your stringer and where your torch is pointed. So I'm going to come in from right here. This is dangerous. Do as I say, not as I do. But we're going to go Give that a little press. Because if it's not stuck to the glass when you heat it up to implode it, it'll just come off. It'll ball up, and it won't.
It'll just like pop off.
Basically. And it will sure as hell won't look like what you want it to look like. So this is backwards. So we go J
So towards
instead
you?
of J
Or
towards you, right? So heat up starting right there. Like I said, just warm enough to accept it, touch it, pull it, smush it. Not perfect, but you
that's
can
rough.
kind of get in there, and if you have the patience, heat up right there just a little bit. Try and scoot it over. Don't burn yourself.
So
See, it's a little better.
it's tough. That's that required a lot of patience. It gets hot quick as hell.
Yes, it does. And all the colors melt differently. All the colors sink into the clear differently. See, this has that little devil needle side on it, so I'm going to melt that. And then this, just kind of use your middle of your letter for reference on what middle is. Electrum is definitely easier than black or white. I don't know why. It's because this color is really liquidy. But it works really well for this. So I'm kind of going to heat it up over here. Give it its little swirl. See, my bubble got a little thin and it kind of sunk in right there, but that's okay. Voila. And this just comes from practice, doing it over and over and over. I made so many of these where this part was like shit. And they're just like finally getting semi-decent, you know what I mean? They're not exactly even, it's not exactly center. Because like I said, this shit's hard, but it's so much fun to practice. That's not too bad.
You're heating up the glass as well, or is it just the color?
I'd say 90% color. 10% of, like I said, just right underneath
Yeah, you're kind
that.
of just touching up the connection point, that like top layer of buff.
And so now I'm going to kick my regular flame back on. I'm going to stick my blow hose back on here. This is where, if it's not stuck down, you'll find out. So I'm kind of going to just heat up just the front with like a real soft flame, and I'm going to blow into it so that it's not raised, but it's evenly clear. Woo. See, look, one side of my J wasn't stuck down. So, we're gonna go back here. And this sucks, but you can fix it. Break the tip of that off. Sorry.
No, that's not good.
Fuck.
Ooh.
Yep, that also happens. So that there's something for that to stick to. Alright. That won't necessarily be pretty, but we'll see. Because it also is a pretty kind of loose translation. It looks a little different on the front than it does, like once you flip it around. So we'll see. But yeah, this is where, if that shit ain't melted in, you'll find out. You see what I said about how the Electrum's easier than the black? You see how the black is still so raised and the Electrum looks like it's
It's because the Galaxy takes more heat to melt down.
stiffer. takes a couple tries, but be patient with it. But you get it all even. See that electrum? One of them still had a lip on it that I had to cook in a little bit. Black is slowly getting there. More. All right, that's probably pretty okay. I'm gonna steal one of these paddles from behind you though. So now I'm gonna laser my flame in a little bit. And I'm kind of gonna heat up this entire section, and at some point I'm gonna turn it like this, in on itself, so that it implodes. So that it sinks in.
So you're just melting the face or the whole thing?
The whole thing, kind of back and forth, till it's about right there. You see how I got that bubble? Give it a light little smush. So it's even. I'm gonna hit it again. And give it a suck. When you suck in like that, that creates a lens shape on the inside of the glass. Like it's taking the back and pulling it up. With a suction. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So now we got. That's not too bad.
Yeah, no, fucking gas.
So, this you definitely want to put in the kiln for just a second. And we're at about 900, so we are good to off. What we're gonna do now is I'm gonna stick some of this color on the back of it, and then we're gonna crack it off and leave it like that. Or if you want, since this was a demo one, you can have it. Put on it.
Yeah. Or you could sell it and make money.
Okay, Billy. I'm just kidding. I know you're listening to this, Billy. I'm sorry. But yeah, so when it's not stuck down like that, it's totally fixable. But grade A, pain in the ass to go back in there and be like, fuck, fuck, fuck.
Yeah, no, that shit heats up pretty quick. Can you get it thinner than this?
Yes, but at that point, it's hard to get it in the flame and it not just like evaporate.
Fall apart, yeah.
Like that takes skill. People do it. I have not gotten that far with it yet. Remind me to show you Shayla Windstar's stuff.
Shayla Winston?
Shayla Windstar, yep. She is a queen. And she does the drawing on the. She takes like something like this, except it's like this big around, and will draw on the outside of it and then sock flip it or something like that. Like take this and like how you put on a sock, roll the outside over the inside so that it flips inside out.
Yeah.
So that it's sleeved and clear already. And she draws these gorgeous like monarch butterflies. She did the Starry Night on one rig. Yeah, no, she is so talented. Remind me to show you her stuff.
Where's she based? Where's she based?
I want to say Oregon.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I don't know. Not here, unfortunately, but yeah, love her. She's a badass. While that gets warm, because the kiln rule is 3 minutes. She drew all that
Oh, fuck.
with stringers.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, no, she is crazy talent. Like,
You know how long she's been blowing glass?
she's in Colorado since 2014. So,
Oh,
11 years.
That's insane.
Yeah, she followed me on Instagram the other day, and I was like, oh. Okay. Before we pull that out, I'm gonna clean up the end of this because I left it gross. Just to make everyone's life easier. Go on, get out there. These out of the way. These little fuckers are so hard to pick up.
Yeah, with the glasses on too.
Or at least I struggled with no fingernails. Now that I have fingernails, it's a little easier, but still, like. Okay. Give her a wipe. And then sometimes you always got to check from where you do that little suck in. There could be stress from where the glass is, but I tried to get it hot enough, so this time we're lucky. So I'm going to heat up my color, mostly. And again, just holding this right here so that she's warm, so that she'll take it. Get a good blob going here. You don't need a ton. I'm going to try and stick this as in the center as I can. Kind of give it a twist. And then now that you've got your little blob, that's centered-ish. My axis is in the center, like my nipple right there. So this counts for something. I'm gonna hold it like this so that I'm really only melting the color, or trying at least, with my same like laser flame, more blue in it. Because I'm gonna push this into the back. This is why it's important that when you do that little like suck thing that I was telling you about to make that like lens, you don't want to do it too much initially, because when you push this color into it, it's gonna push that forward a little bit further also. If that makes sense. I'm gonna spin it like this so that it melts around. Before I give it the royal smush. It's not exactly in the middle, but that's okay. Spinner. If this takes a couple of tries, that is okay. Yeah, have a little thick side right there. You see how it just like went in so far when I pushed it like that?
Mm-hmm.
But that's okay. That could work in our favor later. You see now it's got color backing on it.
Yeah.
Not exactly in the middle, not exactly perfect, but you'll be able to see the letter a little better.
Mm-hmm.
And this color backing helps with a shorter rod than that. When you cold seal it to this and then you break it off so it doesn't chip any of that color that you just, or the design that you just drew. Because you know sometimes you'll pop a cold seal off and it either takes a little or leaves a little. You don't want to do that to that tiny little line that you just drew. So I'm gonna attempt to cold seal that in the middle. That sucked. Ah, that's where it went. Alright, whatever. I did not mean to drag that like that, but that's okay. See, because that's going to happen to the color instead of the line that I just drew. So, stick this back on here once she's all cooled off. And then laser ass flame. When you do this, there's a chance that it pops because that is a super, super, super tight angle that's going to want to break because there's so much stress in the glass right there. But if not, you just got to pull it off. It's a little more tedious, and that's okay. It's a good skill to have. So, yep. There it goes. And of course, it never cracks perfectly, which is okay. I get tiny, tiny, tiny little flame. Not tiny little, but real small. You gotta yank some of this off. Be so careful. This is how I burned my finger.
Cleaning it up?
Yep. Doing this right here. See, shit gets sticky real fast. I did not mean to leave that all over the place there. Come here. So you don't want to grab too much because you can really easily fuck up the design on the other side. Oh no, this one cracked right through the middle of it. Not the middle of it, but right there on the lip. Come back to that in a second. I just want this tiny little piece. This 4mm is not thick, so it also breaks, but 6mm is a little too thick to get in there. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I bet this cracked because of some angle in where we melted the color in the bottom. Like, yep, see that little lip right there? That's where it cracked. But we're gonna see if we can fix it. Things can get floppy. Use your marver. She's your bestie. Like a semi-even-ish lens. This is also the hard part. The shaping, the cleaning up. This one is rough. I'm sorry, man.
No.
That's the hard part is how round can you make it. Sometimes I know it's against the rules, but I just heat up one side, kind of smush it. See, that helps. A little thick, especially if you have like a little thick spot like that. Like that's where the crack was. Let's give it a little melt and roll. Yeah, this is hard. This gets a little easier when you start disc flipping them, but that is, once it's not molten hot, that's actually like not perfect actually. See where that's what cracked it. Not melting that in all the way on the bag, but see, it's like cooling down. That's a J.
Yeah.
Thank you for bearing with me.
That shit was difficult, though. Yeah, no. It's a lot of steps. You gotta be very patient with the glass.
Yeah. Well, normally
Pressing that What did you say? The color back? The back color? Like the when you press that into it?
What was it?
What was what you call this? The
Unicorn tears.
yeah, no, I know the color, but you call it like your color back so that like the J looks more prominent. What did you call it? Your back coloring or something?
Oh, my backing?
Yeah,
Yeah.
something. Yeah, that's what I was just saying.
Mhm.
You putting that down like
Yeah. I like this way better. You can see the black over the unicorn tears better than you can that's rosé on some. And then in light. Yep. That was actually okay.
J.
Okay. And that's what I'm saying. I'll try and make 7 or 8. You know, when I come in here to blow glass or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'll be lucky to have 3 or 4 that are decent-ish. Because, like you've seen with some of these over here, the letters will melt together more than you expect when you implode it and flip it around. It's like, fuck, that doesn't look like an A.
Yeah.
Or, like I said, you pop your bubble on one of them, you blew it just a little bit too thin. It's lots of trial and error, lots of learning curve, but it's so fun and so cool. Like, even when they're kind of wonky, like, as a J.
No, yeah, that's really good. That's fun.
And yeah, right. Full words. Honestly, smaller might be a little harder. I started with the full word first.
Yeah.
And those are some of the better ones that I've done. The full ones that say fuck.
Yeah.
Yep.
What do you want to start using them on? Or do you plan on just using them for pendants?
Letter pendants are cool. That's what I want my production to be. But like for this like collab piece that Fargo was talking about, for Open Torch Tuesdays for all the glass man standing people, to be able to do like he wants to make the van as like a functional piece. Like I want to be able to have my portion of the collab, some of it be the license plate, because we have a really cool like vanity plate on it. It's all letters. It's spelled Glassmith. Somebody's got to be able to write that. So stuff like that, or learning how to draw pictures. You can just make sections for people of prep, and then there you go.
It's okay.
Hey, good. How are you?
Your boss is real.
I appreciate it. You too. Stay safe. I said, who is it?
Well,
Oh, that was...
but yep, that's all I got.
That's it?
Yep.
Let's teach me more, Kelly.
Do you have any questions?
Could you show me how to pull strings one more time?
Yeah. Not to like be wasteful, but we're gonna cut this off. Okay. Push here. Lots of people do this differently. Phil Siegel showed us a really cool way to pull stringers where he like bends the rod and then like bicycles it. I'll show you a video of it. But I haven't figured that one out yet. This works just fine for me. Sometimes they're a little uneven, but that's definitely user error. Because again, it's just the learning curve. Because when you get a good one, it's like, oh yeah. And then normally this is how you're supposed to pull it off. Find the spot where it kind of starts to get a little thick on you. which this one's a little lumpy. But also, this color is difficult. Like, you can literally see the chunks in this one, like, towards the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what that is? This color has glitter in it.
Yeah.
So when you pull it down this skinny,
Oh, it gets, the glitter starts to pop out.
she's a little chunky, but that's okay. That's what the string's for. That starts to get real thin, like right there. And then, see, easy. Cut that boy in half, and you got plenty.
Alright.
So this is a little thick. But then you just got to remember to clean your rods up from that. And see, I've gotten pretty consistent about where I cut the.
Yeah.
Cut
It's
the
a
cord.
spot of its own. But you have that bump that kind of lets you know where.
Where to cut it in half. Like, that one will be easy. Like, see how the end's real thick? I'll probably cut the end off. Because it's kind of hard to tell exactly when you're, looking at it like this. But yep. Did that make sense?
Yeah, no.
Would you like to try?
Yeah, I can try one.
Give it a go. Let me give you a color that doesn't have glitter in it. This is experimental green. Here you go. And that color you can get hot as fuck and stiff. I would also not use formula.
Oh, yeah, that's on me. Well, will this still work?
Yes, but you just gotta heat up a little. So, give the glass a break in between. You're trying to go at all of it at the same time. Weld the two rods together, and then stop. And then heat up your section, and then stop. And then pull it. Does that make sense?
Yeah. What should I do with this?
Right there. Yep. Dump that off in the. Nope, other one.
Oh, this one?
Yep.
Oh. Girl?
Okay. So. One. Not gonna use that. Like I said, stick the two rods together and then pull them out. Like, make sure your weld is like even too. Like, you see how I was like doing it on my Marver? Like, it doesn't have to be perfect, but you're gonna, like I said, heat that whole thing up. So if you've got this skinny little connection, that's just gonna melt. Cool. Now give it a second. Not like 2 milliseconds, but okay. So you see where your connection is, right? You
Yeah.
see where it kind of, the two colors come together, and then it's a little thinner, and then it comes from about right here. Take your big flame and typewriter style, while you spin from here to here. With that. Don't get so close to your clear rod. Like I said, that connection is going to want to get the first thing that's going to get floppy on you. Yep. And don't pull. Do not pull. It's going to want to snake on you. Just keep spinning, and that, like, think about pushing thing. Yep. I would even go further this way. Yep. Like I said, don't push or pull. Whole thing. You want it faster. Yep. Not super fast.
Whoa, shit.
Now pull it out. Now tilt your hands airplane this way. Nope, this way. Yep, now pull. Probably a little cold now, but keep pulling. Keep pulling. Keep pulling. Hard. Yeah, I got too cold. But do you see how you had that big ball on your left side, and when you pulled it from this direction, it evened out?
Yeah.
Because gravity, you're pulling that glass from this way.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Same thing. Pull it
So
off
let
on
it
both
fall?
sides. Do it again.
What?
But what was your question? Sorry.
I can't remember. What's that?
Rah! I literally put a K on my lid so I could find it. If you can pull an even stringer out of experimental green, you can do it with any color. Hey, girl. Ready? Yeah, there you go.
Like up here? Or is that too far, you think?
You can get a little closer, but your concept is good. So, like, you see how the whole thing's starting to glow about the same at the same time? That's what you want. And as it gets hot, like I said, don't pull, don't push. Keep going a little bit. Yeah, you're right on track. Okay. Now pull it out of the flame, and as you're pulling, go like this. Pull, pull. You gotta pull harder and faster. Yeah. Swip. Better.
Oh,
Better. But you see how you gotta pull when it's hot.
Yeah, you just gotta go. But
I always do give it a second, but that's from where, like, I get it until it's molten. You know what I mean?
yeah, and it's still slow.
Yeah.
One more time?
Yep. But see? The improvement from the first one to the third one?
You know?
Wow. And like I said, when you can figure out this stiff ass color,
Oh,
because I'm gonna have you do one more of this one, and then I'm gonna give you like a really easy, friendly, like transparent color,
yeah, this one's way too long. There you go.
and you're gonna be like, whoa, 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 whoa. You know?
I'm gonna get unicorn sears. You have any fixing them? Oh.
Oh, cut that shit off. Don't tell anyone I use the scissors like that, but it's so easy.
Alright.
You can get a little closer to the flame. Yeah, that's safe. So, and I won't overload you with information, but there's an area of the flame that's the most conducive to the settings that you have on your knob, like where the gases mix. Don't pull. Don't pull yet. And I'll show you what that range is. Okay, pull it out. Now pull. Yep. You see how where you let it get? But you also see how, because you pulled it from this direction, it started thicker and then it thinned out a little bit. See? And look, from here to here, you have a really nice,
Yeah.
usable section.
Do I just melt that section off then?
And then I always leave it on the rod like that and give it a
Oh, a snake.
yes. Go nuts. Bro nuts.
Where at? Right here?
I would go, yeah, where it starts to, maybe a little higher. Yeah. See, don't take much. You're a little bit in the middle, but for fucking third try, dude, stringers are hard.
Yeah, no, that's just tough.
And like I said, now I'm gonna give you this really friendly, really easy. Try that.
But ooh.
Didn't mean to throw shit at you.
Hey,
Oh, or stab you. Jesus, I'm sorry. Yo, are you okay?
Yeah, no.
That was the end that I just trimmed. Was that horribly painful? I'm
No,
so
you're
sorry. Oh, thank God. I literally just cut the sharp ass point off of that. Fuck, man. That's supposed to be a lesson, not an assault. I'm sorry, dude.
No, you're good. I gotta relax. I gotta relax. I gotta
Yeah.
relax.
Don't pull. Now pull it out and go like this. Yo, you pulled way too fast.
Did I?
But, okay, so better too fast than not fast enough. You see, this is easily the best one. Woohoo! Fuck yeah, man. So maybe between when you just jink, because as you're also spinning, or you're pulling, you're spinning.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even if that's just not a complete spin, a little roll back and forth between your fingers.
Well.
Can in a minute.
Well.
That's okay. I'm gonna have you watch me do it one more time.
Alright, but see, this is why I waited to sweep.
Right. Let's see what else we got in here. I'm gonna use. What color do I actually? Not really see anything. Where did that little piece go? I just saw it. Bruh. There it is. Okay. You see how my connection, like the rods are at all points the original like width? Like there's no like little skinny piece.
Mm-hmm.
And then the middle, she's a little chunky, but that's better than too thin, right? And if you really give a fuck, you can go back in and give it like a press in so that it looks a little bit better, but like who gives a fuck?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna leave this stuck on this rod and probably take it back there with the rest of my stuff because it's just this tiny little bit of color once we're done with it. But just so that I can pull a stringer off the other side. Get the foot off there. Same thing over here. The rods at all points stay the original width. They're still 6 millimeters. And then kind of just take those two balls, give them a second. Push. See how that one's got a lip on it? Then I pull it. And that was kind of on accident, but that's almost a perfect weld. There's a little bit of stress. You can see it where it's cloudy right there, right where they meet.
Yeah.
But that's, again, better than too thin. Because when you go... And with the shorter section, I think it'll be a little easier for me to show you what. So I'm kind of getting up in there. It's always going to want to be a little harder where you start, which is okay. You just got to be, this part comes, you will learn. And see, I'm not pushing, but I'm thinking about pushing. You see how I'm kind of getting that spot in the middle versus how you're getting that thin spot?
Yeah.
I'm going to pull it back this way, let it go. Again, because gravity, and again, molten as fuck. Give it a second, and then pull from both sides. Ooh.
Bravo! Bravissimo! Bellissimo!
You see how even I had that big ass thick spot in the middle, and you can kind of see it just a touch right there, but it's mostly gone. This is pretty even. I probably let it get a little, just a touch too hot, because that also is a thing. I probably let it ball up just a little bit much, which is why I got that spot. But you see how that shit is just like liquid. And then I pull it out, give it 1, 2, 3, and then spin, pull, spin, pull, spin, pull. Airplane right, airplane left. Just really likes to call it all the time. Yep. And that's how you get this. See, this is already cold. Like, I can already, like, they cool off real fast. This end's a little bit warm, but that's because that's where I pulled it from the... wow, this is actually really even. With the exception of this one little piece right here.
I might use this.
Yeah, I'm gonna fucking use this. This is awesome. Find center.
Give me a second. Give me a minute.
Fucking A. Now. Where did I go? There you go. Have at it.
Should I use this one?
Yeah, sure.
Damn right, I'm the one.
That is completely cool. Much better. Maybe move a little slower. That's why you're starting to pull on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Again, think about pushing. Yeah, okay. Now pull it out of the flame. 1, 2, 3, pull. Again, not so fast, but much better. Look at that. Woo!
Hey yo.
Ooh.
Where I put this?
I normally, if you can see, if you feel comfortable with it, I chop it with the torch. Oh, right there. But, and at least that frees up one of your hands.
Right here?
Yep. Wow.
And then chop it here.
Feel comfy. Where I would, like I said, this one's really good. You can probably go to about right here. Yep.
Wow, that's yeah.
Great job. Look at how even that is.
You wanna go take a dump?
Fuck yeah, I do. You deserve it. Great
Excellent.
fucking job, dude. Dude, this shit is hard.
See, I'm telling you,
It's flame control. It's paying attention, and you got it.
you be cooking on the t-shirt thing. I know I go quiet, but I'd be like digesting.
No, you're locked in. Thank you for asking me. Oop. Yay. Joe just pulled some baller ass fingers.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Oh my goodness, my jacket. Hey yo. Oh. Oh. Yes, but it doesn't look the same. Like to cook it in good enough to not be able to just like scratch it off. It would either have to be big enough or, yeah, that's really it, big enough. Because if you cook in a stringer that's as skinny as the ones we just pulled, that line is going to be a centimeter thick to get all the edges out of it. You know what I mean? So that heart would have to be like, you could always take these little circles that we're doing though, position your whatever you wrote in the right spot, and then once it's a disc, turn it into a heart. That's what I would do. Excuse me. No, I'm sorry. Fuck, I think I put it in my bag. Fuck. Hells yeah. Is this... I wonder where my slipper went. I bet that is my slipper. Nope. Ah! If I shot myself in the head. What the fuck did I come over here looking for? Oh. Mm-mm.
I just keep like next year to move because my thing. That's it.
You don't know how to use regular brain? No, I think so. Are you mad that I didn't want to?
No.
Big answer. I feel like you want something to cry. Okay, so five real fast, $5. Like you made her cry and then you did
I don't
it.
need the commentary.
You made her cry and you didn't do what you said you would.
What?
Somebody pick up big news. Got real quiet.
Nobody wants
I don't want to
Oh, okay.
This is spicy.
Yeah, like I also think that it's actually better. I'm not saying that I can put it in here.
Were they back there? You just better practice.
I've always said that, Nick. That one got you. That was a big dab. You're God's strongest soldier and the fattest chief I know. Nick said, worth it. You've earned it, my friend. Yeah, a long time ago. Meow, 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 meow. Go on, get off there. Dead ass hot knife.
Bye, babe.
Wait, so you're not gonna get first yet? You're gonna get it's stabbed like 40 times.
You know? Huh? Yeah. You gotta clean the banger up, though. Hannah, what are we doing on Sunday, June 1st? You work in the morning, and so do I. Airport turns 1. Yeah, girl.
Like we're working.
No, you're working the counter. Like, I'll be here.
So now I'm getting cake or something, and then I'll do a raffle or something for every customer.
It's your, yes.
We'll raffle off like a Billy pipe or something.
It's your child's first birthday.
I'll get it.
Bless you.
We'll raffle off a
Bless you.
pipe for every
So true. Okay. Okay. So true. That's way better than aforementioned. Ugh. Oh. Yeah. No, it's warehouse store. It's not bad. Yeah. It worked. We found it in a box. It's too damaged to sell. So. Said what happens if you fill it up with butane and it works, and that it did. Hey. You know, I thought it was broken at first, but I think I overfilled it. Now she works like a charm. Gotta catch them all, or whatever they said. Oh, fuck. I know. I know.
I'm scared. I felt like 10 of this egg. Yeah, I got like
I thought you might not.
and I was like,
Just wanna listen. I was gonna tell you.
Nope. What is this?
Oh, Billy was like, he came in and immediately was like, and he was immediately like, I'm fucked up. I was mad at you, but it's production.
No, I was just showing Joe how to do a couple of things real quick. I dug everything out of the middle drawer in the office because it's a fucking disaster, and I'm gonna organize it. I'd probably blow glass tomorrow though, since I come to work on Thursday, and I normally don't come to work on Thursday.
Money is my medicine. Shout out to my niggas in the bed. Text messaging. Shout out to the bitches getting it in and their premises. Comfortable business make sex seem so irrelevant. Forget about the risk of talking to the kid. Rumbling this white man's world until they very shit. Real bro is so un-American. That's why I'm screaming all money here till the end. Fresh about to kill the chill, they held a low, but I don't fail. 10 stacks to my way, set a prayer, we prevail. Jealous nigga ain't that, but I see a nigga fail. Hit me with that bro, I like, so the nigga be for real. Fake as $4 bills, get the gas, we out of here. On our way to Fox Hills, spinning like we got a meal. Smoking so much kush, you got us feeling like we off a pill. They know we got dollar still, the bitches know they got the bill. Eating Benny and other things, I'm a lady, I'm a crazy. Name a nigga that perfect, pussy that not persuaded. Got swag and make a baby, plus we never shot at lazy. Louis V and Gucci baby, we never watch Mercedes. We was both familiar faces, spinning down cases. Bottom bringing kiss, moving from the waitress. The block click on, for all the money trying to play us. Cross my trap, and can't stay blind. So all you niggas, I do what I need. That's the reason that this I got the niggas who fuck sick. They got to be on top. County on my Tennessee. What's that? I speak to you, niggas. Check the way into nothing I did and do it like when I read the stroke. Just to know that you know that I sat ass and took my dope. Yeah, Steve, when I heard big Q's an animal. We just did what we had to do.
Why? I'm gonna try. You want to be? Because I don't know what happened.
So I let the fuck kill all this world, both can be. You know some business shit, bro, I got the low in me. And like a broke weed head, my people are smoking free. Money ain't on no streets, gotta keep it close to me. Put it on the man, that's on the cross, on my road free. Wasn't always right, but I speak about it openly. No shame in my game, I did my thing on the broken streets. Who the hottest on the west, all you niggas know it's me. So tell whether got a lot, and this hustle stole the key. All these hoes wanna fuck, all I need is one shit. Expert, one more shit, all I need is one hit. Now I'm competition over, I can't even crush shit. You want, and I see what this become. They waving their white flag, and still busting my gun. No surrender, no retreat. I never had that feet. That was feet at my feet. What's up, I'm talking about? Ain't nobody fucking with me, you know what I'm talking about. That's the rhythm of the street. Cause I'm a qualified love, it's love. I've seen my lip up in the fox, yeah, it's love. How you do that? Never been such nigga, fucking bitch, fucking nigga, all money, killer. All I really care about is the women in my shit. You go, watching this, stop me from 37. So many better days, next place, shit, I kept my words with details. Niggas, not too many niggas, sense about the type of shit I've been through. We the next bitch, night for the instruments. Mine's the best, just the info. They feel me, they enjoy the mind game, so I say this shit mental. They see a back of place and they assume it's a rich, cause they don't get the drugs. I ain't pull up in a beard, so jump to the top and kiss that top. Let it blow when the wind on the road, don't stop. Yeah. The next step will be the block, rap fast, second, yeah.
But all right, yeah. Beat is the untouchable. Lord, that's all good stuff that's our road. Let it burn like a 51 proof. They say some fools can and some fools can't. So you wish you can, but if you take it to the bank, then you have some cocaine. Put the paint where it ain't. Ain't nobody fucking with me, you know what I'm saying? That's the reason I'm street. I'm all of my gang stuff. It's love. I've seen my lip up in the fox, yeah, it's love. How you doing?
Look, I'm from West Side, California. They write a phone. And straight from the chicken tax up in your phone. Go on, make sure my life's
Faded with soda.
Say wrong, exploding, I trust you. People these days, that's broke. I see niggas get you who they broke with and chosen. Keep inside that circle, they sitting on your soul. Same nigga that shot you with the one that you smoke with. Oh shit, my whole clique, no two, yeah. Murder fuck, say so, murder blood, you still serving club. Jealous nigga, you broke the fuck, no bitch on my nut. Spill up Patron out my cup, she can't get enough. Fuck from me damn as I fuck on her finest good. They say I be doing too much, I just do my stuff. Yeah, I just do my stuff. Us, blue lace, shit chase, check box, leave no traces, big face, suitcase. You don't know all, get paid, bitch, blue lace, shit chase, check box, don't leave no trace, big face, suitcase. If you don't know all, we get paid, bitch, what's on my back, it hurts on my head, on my shoulders, blood runs on my wrist. They full of chucks, blue check for the tip, Dickie sagging off my ass, walk with a hoof to left, 2 bricks on my waist, same color cocaine. I ain't talking though, I mean no cracks on my gold chain. All my leaving no money, got that was my flow game. What I mean by that is stack it up and don't spit no change. Stores more time, dope gang, cocaine. 7 grams, 30 rocks, that was my program. Black propane, jumping, no change. Shoot out with no name, so we don't know name. Swear I'm a pay rent, that was your game. So we took my own boy play, that was your name. If y'all won't catch a case, don't take no name. Gold with the color of my shoestrings. Blue lace, shit chase. Check box, leave no traces. Big face, suitcase. You don't know all, get paid, bitch. Blue lace, shit chase. Check box, don't leave no traces. Big face, suitcase. You don't know all, get paid, bitch.
Pay for me, pay. If you can't rush, I take that free. Say it back. They can get it right. That's the name of it. Always got to know how you know. Say
Take gold, streets on shit, streets bothering the gold. Shake them, stand on. They make me on some killer of the day shit. We really on some state intelligent. Streets gold, innocence, militant. Young niggas got it banging for the benefit. Streets right there, so they took me like they go. Blue lace, shit chase, check box, leave no traces. Big face, check, you don't know all, check baby, bitch, blue lace, shield chase, check bottom, don't leave no trace. Big face, check, you don't know all, check baby, bitch.
No, what's the color?
690.
Yeah, real shit. Got my phone. What is it? That shit what you call. What that girl know that okay. I got that European bill. European bitch. You can say the African in the European game. My flavor. Bring this down. Police I'm in versus legit. So I'm in. All my life they were shooting. They got they nick. Don't you get it? That I'm in all three. It don't make sense. They amen. All my niggas, you know, still sit. I ain't sitting, so I got on my knees and I told him this. I'll be big on it up. Get my first 100 capsules on my turn 22. And then I went to jail for some shit I did not do. And then the snake is back on. You pull the snake back up. And my man that moves slow, but I ain't got no act up. Wait for folks contract. I knew I was on that. Bitch, you say it also with me, ask her where that bomb at. She don't need to smoke weed. She's just my contact. Yeah, ain't no understand. I understood the concept. Got it from my phone, bro. Never control the sick ball. Used to push that clip dog, but never try to be so. I don't got no girlfriends, baby. I'm a pistol. We say that we just play, but really know that it's on.
Pulled by Joe. But I just made my first foil pot. I was gonna make a couple. He kind of pulled it at the wrong time. I was gonna try and do some cool shit. I was gonna try and draw on it, but then I ended up just putting dots. This was off the clock.
That's fine. This isn't this way to do two colors. Isn't. Just do one color. Don't, you know what I mean? Like, I was trying to get you to a fade. Like, this is just artist advice. You can do whatever the fuck you want. I don't like that. Well, so look. You do one profile, and then you do another one. So in this situation, no, this line is all jagged as fuck. Like, nah. Right now, you think this is cool, but I already know this can never advance into quality. And the only way to go, I'll tell you, explain how you do it, is you can definitely pull it off, right? Is you make the blue ball, and then you make the purple ball, two separate. You pop a hole in the end, and each other is the same size. So you make sure that each of the holes is this size. Like, so straight out the end on this one, and then straight out the end on this one. Each hole is this size, so like, you use one of these graphites to get it there. And then you put these two together. They're both the same size. You get pots plug, put them together just like you put this together. Or like just like you would put like the end of the tube on a spoon together. And then you blow it in with one ball. And that's how you get this really straight line. And then if you see somebody like Fargo, okay, you see that piece, the Redicello piece, they Fargo with the collab, with Pyro, okay? That's because they have this white lip wrap between everything. So it's one of the pieces you get the blue piece, and then you do this little white lip wrap, and then you can combo the purple piece onto that. And then as you take this piece like this little man, you put these pieces together like this, and then you slowly blow, slowly blow, slowly blow, slowly.
That's just, I don't know. I mean, but it's so you're getting the same product as you go
Yeah, well,
but like,
except you don't see this wavy ass line. That's what, like, and I'm like, bro, this is not like when you start wanting to be clean and start working with others, but like, you know what I mean? Like, when you get something to split me, so that he can put his dots on it, you want that shit to be dope. And like, and I'm saying not like dope between me and you, dope. I'm saying industry dope. Like wavy line, not. Like Salty never, like nobody's working with this. Like me, the reason I'm doing this is because I'm taking in the ones I don't know if you saw the post of you. I'm taking this wavy line to make me more jagged. But I'm doing that on purpose because this wavy line isn't, like, it's not a real product. You see what I mean? So, like, but the honeycomb, like, so to make the ball, and then you turn the ball into something like, I'm going to make this pipe out of, like, I'm going to make a bowl out of this for people. But for you to do something, do the single colors, and if you want to see how to try to do the combo on your own time, sure. But as far as the heady tech, it's better to learn to foil about with one color and then learn the next step on top of that foil about. Just and then your side, you're like, just for you, go for it. But it's not good. Like it's overall, like, it's just not the best way to develop the tech. Yeah, so just do it. Or yeah, one color. Or try to fade it. You know what I mean? Like try to take the same.